grappling with it intellectually, like that map of Russia and America you couldn't quite grasp last night, eh?
Our basic geography is beyond some of our comprehension, Alex.
Oh dear. Go on, have an opinion on this one, can you? Renee, get that second point away from him. We're losing.
To quote you, Will, it is an opinion show.
Go on.
Sorry, it's not. The civil service is dramatically, bloated, overpaid, yada, yada, yada. I'll leave it there.
Okay, thanks for that.
I actually think it's time to actually level out pensions and get rid of these bloated civil service pensions, and I think we should actually do it retrospectively.
Interesting. Yeah. I don't see a problem with that, Trey.
Do you know what I think? I think generally the government's continually overspending. That's one of the reasons why they like inheritance tax. I think, of course, it's wrong. Why is it that they get their pot of gold protected, but everyone else that's worked really hard gets their pot of house taken away? Like, it's just not fair, is it?
Your friends like Keir Starmer, Kai, your best matey, your bestie, he's got a triple locked pension, almost untouchable, really, £1 million tax-free. Pretty nice for him, but not so great when Rachel Reeves has to raid the rest of our pensions, eh?
No, I don't think there should be a massive raid on people's pensions, to be fair.
Keir Starmer should give up his £1 million tax-free pension. Think you give it up?
I don't know the specifics of Keir Starmer's pension. I think people should be in the business of giving up pensions. But something that's really interesting
is
the civil service
now, isn't he? Look at him. He's training to be a Labour MP. Go on.
Oh, I would rather die than be a Labour MP. Please.
Famous last words there.
Would you consider voting for Corbyn's party?
Absolutely not. You've met me.
Even worse, you've just discovered he's possibly a Democrat.
Okay. Both bad options.
And a plumber.
And a terrible plumber. Our third question, Philip says this: who gets to define British identity?
Brilliant question.
Really? Well, Trey, why don't you kick us off?
I think this is absolutely brilliant. One of the best questions I've actually seen on Answer 5. Cheers to whoever asked that. That's an interesting conversation. I think the nation should. I think we need to nail our masts.
But what does that mean?
It should be like a referendum. So what does it mean to be English?
What?
Some sort of... No, seriously. Because I would look at it from a Commonwealth point of view, definitely, in terms of British identity. If you're someone that's contributed to this country, almost everyone from the Commonwealth has. I'm going to talk about VJ soon. We talk about all the soldiers from all around the world that have died. That's my view. But other people might want to be different. But I think, yes, the whole nation should. We should have a national conversation about it.
Yeah, but what, a national referendum?
What does it mean to be British? And everyone can have a real conversation about it.
Guys, Julius Caesar was crossing the Channel, 2,000 years ago, and that's when this British identity started to form. British identity doesn't come through a management consulting project or a referendum or whatever. It has been built over thousands of years, and it is the values and the history and the rituals and routines that this country abides by.
Exactly. I'm glad you said Julius Caesar, because you've had lots of different people that have come and contributed. You had Norse rule over parts of it. Then you had the Kingdom of Wessex and Essex. It wasn't just Britain. It actually did evolve with lots of people, many coming from outside, contributing. People came from Saxony in Germany. Lots of people came and contributed to make Britain great.
I think Renee's nailed the point there, haven't you? Go on.
You could say this about any country in the world. No country has one particular race of people that actually started it and are now it. We have all had those influences, but when you come to a place, there is a particular culture. If I go to Singapore, it's very different to here. How do I learn that? How do I find out about that? We need actually to go back to teaching our kids about British history, all of it, the good and the bad. The good and the bad. But we need to talk about things like our flag, our identity, what makes us British, what made us British, all of it. We shouldn't, therefore, be saying, we're just all multicultural and actually there's a bit of this and a bit of that.
Okay. We should define exactly what Britishness is, but I don't think we should exclude
referendum.
We should exclude people that are not white.
Let's move on, because there was a great question.
I'm just saying.
Hang on.
Some people do.
Move on.
Some people do.
I want to get a question from Jono. This was a really good question. It's a bit different here. Jono has said, what were your best and worst A-level results, subject and grade? Kai, what did you get? What were your results like? We just had A-level results week, didn't we? What were your results
3
like?
A stars and 1A.
You had 3 A stars and 1A?
It's not as good as my GCSEs.
What a waste, and he's a lefty. Trey?
I can barely remember. I think it was an A and a B in politics and history.
That tracks.
Will, what was your equivalent in Australia? What are they?
So Australia is actually a bit more brutal. They literally just, the percentage you get given is where you rank in the state. So if you get 90, you were better than 90% of the state.
Percentile.
Right, percentages.
Percentile.
Dr. Renee, what would your equivalent be?
Yeah, 3 A's.
3 A's.
Of
Oh,
course.
look at that. I'm the stupidest one on the panel. I got 3 B's across the mark. There we go. There we
Not
go.
surprising.
Not that stupid.
Listen, you can't even point out where Russia and America are on a map.
It wasn't the fact that it was that they were that close together.
Listen, he got better grades than me, supposedly. All right, I don't.
Immigrants and their education system.
Very briefly, we've got one more question. Jennifer asks, "What are each of your favourite movies?" Very, very quickly. Kai,
Devil Wears Prada.
Trey.
Here goes my street cred, right? It's a cross between Scarface and Pretty Woman.
Oh, wow, OK, that's an
Crazy.
interesting one.
Totally different film.
Mine is Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. Total geek, I love it.
Oh.
Yeah, so Scarface is up there, but if more recent movies, 3 Billboards Outside of...
yeah.
Was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
My all-time Big Lebowski, and then also
Legally Blonde.
the Royal Tenenbaums would be my second.
OK, lovely
Well,
stuff.
Barbie.
All righty then. Well, still to come, find out why we sent Kai out for some hard labour.
Hold it up tight, yeah. And then also on, I think this one was loose as well.
What, like that?
That's fine, yeah. You're a natural.
Quick challenge, read out write in your best joke about that. We'll see you after the break.
Westminster, the ultimate clique.
And you're fighting like rats in a sack.
But here on the Camilla Tominey Show, we ask the questions the establishment media is too scared to ask.
OK, let me ask you a straight question, because I know you're a straight-talking politician.
Whether it's net zero, illegal immigration, or law and order, nothing is off limits.
You had the power then.
Yeah, as I
And
say,
now you've lost it.
That's the Camilla Tominey Show, a politics show that's fearless.
But no, let me finish my question if you don't mind, because it is my show.
Sundays at 9:30, only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
GB News Breakfast, every day from 6 a.m.
I'm so happy.
Did you watch it then? Did you enjoy it?
I was a nervous wreck.
Yeah.
Honestly. Why did it come down to the crunch like that?
Because it's England. You know what? No matter whether it's the women or the men, it still keeps you on the edge of your seat. But they've got this resilience. The thing is that we've never seen with the men before. I suppose it's changed a little bit, but it really is that. I don't want to use any cliches, but that's my job. That's my job. Never say die attitude. And it was terrific. Do you know, though, for how long, out of the 3 knockout games that England played after the group stage, for how long they were actually ahead?
Go on.
Don't worry, I'll tell you. 4 minutes and 52 seconds across 3 entire games was the amount of time they were actually ahead. Doesn't matter. Doesn't make any difference.
No. Yeah.
They came back and they won it. It was
would it have been better? I was going to say.
Are you looking at you?
No, but in terms of if we'd had a stronger game, if we'd been really punching in this rather than it going right down to the wire.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it really. I honestly don't think it matters. It's just about who wins, and when you've got a trophy. Which is up for grabs there, and also for the second time that the Lionesses have done it, and they were underdogs. I mean, they were. You'll have players that will say, "Oh no, I don't think so." And I said to you on Friday, there wasn't much in it, but the Spanish team were the favourites. They're the world champions, and also pound for pound, if you look player for player, again, there's another cliche for you. They would have been the better side, but it's a team game. It's how everybody reacts together, how everybody plays alongside each other, and the management. And you could see that. And when it came to penalties, there was one side that were going to win it, and I just thought it was us.
GB News, the People's Channel.
In the GB Newsroom, we bring you the news as it happens.
With our team of dedicated journalists across the UK,
we're ready to keep you up to date with what's happening every half an hour, every single day. Bulletins here on GB News,
the People's Channel,
Britain's news channel.
Welcome back to the Saturday Fun. I can't shut Will up tonight. Right. Well, now a young university dropout is showing Britain that the trades are nothing to look down on. Back in 2020, Bliss Canine walked away from her anthropology degree at Essex and got into plumbing. Her parents thought it was just a phase, but now, at 27, she's pulling in nearly 45k a year, wicked, and turning down work because demand is just so high. She's part of a growing wave of women in the trade. Still only 2% of the industry, though, but increasingly sought after by customers. And get this, we sent our very own Kai Wilshaw to learn a bit of plumbing himself.
Well, I'm here with Bliss. Hiya, Bliss.
Hi, nice
Very
to meet
good to meet you. And we're going to do a plumbing job together today. What are we going to be doing exactly today?
So I've not had a proper look, but we've got a report of a leak under the kitchen sink. So if we put the tap on, you can kind of see it's... Obviously that nut here holds the trap to the waste. So yeah, we've just got to tighten it. Just check all the connections. That's it, yeah. You want to hold it up tight, yeah. And then also on, I think this one was loose as well.
What, like that?
That's fine, yeah. You're a natural.
Nobody said that I was a natural for plumbing before, I can tell you that.
If you just give it... But you don't need a lot, because otherwise it damages the washer.
Yeah.
Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
I'm learning something new every day.
That's what they say, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
So can you tell if there's still an issue, or you'll wait for the bubbles or the water to come out?
Yeah, you'll wait for the water to come out, but that's fine.
Nice.
And I'll leave it running for a bit as well. Yeah, you want to take your time with this, because you don't want to get a call back. I think that's good. Done a good job.
Nice one.
Done a really good job.
There we go. Well, thank you very much for giving me a very simple introduction to plumbing.
All right, I really appreciate your help. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I've learned something new today.
Alex,
brilliant.
Alex, I don't know if the GB News higher-ups are watching tonight, but if they are, surely they must be thinking that there is money to be made in a home improvement show hosted by Kai Wilshaw.
The problem is that it clearly costs the owner of that home a lot of money for someone like Bliss, who's joining us now, to go back and have to redo it. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for putting up with Kai.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure.
Bliss, tell us first of all, how was Kai at a little simple plumbing job?
Honestly, he was better than I thought.
Damning with faint praise.
Yeah,
absolutely
he was
right.
Natural.
He was a natural with a pipe. There we go.
Well, I must say, I was better than I thought I would be, and I have a bit of a gammy knee at the minute. But you made it very easy. You explained things very simply for somebody who, I'll be honest, I haven't done anything like that before in my life. But you wanted something more complicated for me, didn't you?
I did. I wanted. Like a block toilet,
I wanted
soldering with the gas gun and something a bit more involved, but I can't choose what comes in.
So when, can I ask, when you finished your anthropology or decided to walk away from it, you went on to train as a plumber. How long did that take?
And why did you make the change?
To be honest, I was probably partying too much at uni. I loved my degree, but it wasn't really that employable.
Yeah.
And, I wasn't doing that well, and I thought, do I really want to continue this and be in more debt? So I decided to drop out, and I took up plumbing. Yeah, I did a course that was a 2-year course, a level 2, which was 1 day a week. But it wasn't easy.
No,
it wasn't easy at all.
And I guess what was the response to you dropping it? Because I think we mentioned in the introduction that your parents were really sceptical at first and thought it was just a phase. Was that pretty good characterisation of it?
Yeah, so my dad said, like, what's happened to my little girl? And, yeah, I think my mum just thought it was a phase and they didn't think it would be something that I actually followed through. But it's been the best thing I've ever done in my life. So.
Amazing. I'm so pleased to hear that. Do you know, because I think so many young people now get into going to university because they feel like that is the only option for them. And they go into university and they come up with... I mean, I paid back £50,000 of debt, and I can only imagine what it is for young people these days with the interest and everything else. Do you feel that some of your friends, perhaps who went to university, might now be thinking, oh, I wish I did that too?
Yeah, because it's not really special if you have a degree anymore. And a lot of my friends don't even use their degree. Not in a bad way, but some of them are stuck in like dead-end jobs. And I think when you get into a trade, it really leaves it up to you with how much you want to progress and whether you want to be self-employed or employed. So it really leaves it up to you with how hard you want to work, which is great.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Are you self-employed now or employed?
I've left a large company. Now, only starting this week, I've gone self-employed.
Congratulations, fantastic.
Now you can make proper money.
Yeah. Working as a subcontractor for a firm, and hopefully after that I can start my own business.
Brilliant.
That is brilliant. And so, look, we mentioned there that it's only 2% of women are actually in the trade. Is there a stigma that comes with, do you think, tradie jobs like being an electrician or a plumber? Do you think there's a stigma that there, or did you not feel that at all when you were going through the training?
Me, personally, I've never dealt with it. When I go to work, I don't see my gender. I just focus on being a good plumber and doing a good job.
Well said.
I can't speak for everyone, but that's been my experience. I mean, you do get comments here and there, but just prove them wrong. And
Absolutely, spot on.
And what about the people who call you in for their jobs? Are they pleased that you're a woman rather than a man? Do they feel safer with you?
Yeah, I think they're a bit surprised. I get a lot of women telling me they feel more comfortable and they feel safer. But most of them, when I knock on the door and they open the door, they tend to be quite shocked. But I'm used to it. That's the only reaction I've known. So
And do you feel like because you're a woman, it also makes the conversation different with people? Do you think they respond to you differently? Maybe they're a bit more welcoming. Maybe they're
more welcoming.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people say there can be sexism, and there is, but I think it's your perspective and how you react to that, and it just fuels me on to work even harder and be better at my job. So
Absolutely.
It doesn't bother me.
So tell me, I always offer my workmen a cup of tea. Does everyone offer you a cup of tea?
Not everyone. But, when you do get offered tea, you want to do a better job.
There we go. That's a top tip.
That is a top tip. What other top tips, actually, have you got? What other things should your customers bear in mind more often when they've got a tradies round?
Well, but also for aspiring plumbers, right?
Tea, biscuits, beer, even.
Yeah, OK, cheeky beer. We have a cheeky beer on this show as well. We're not afraid of a bit of fun.
Kai's question is a very good one. What advice would you give to young women or young girls who may be considering a career in the trades?
Don't hold back. Just go for it. You don't know until you try. Don't be scared. I think being scared is what holds us back from more opportunities. And, men will guide you and protect you and look out for you. When you show up on time and you really work hard, you'll kind of be seen as a daughter or a sister, which I think is a nice thing. So
it's absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
And maybe final quick question from you, Kai. Is there anything you would have liked to have done? Maybe you go back into the trade yourself now?
Well, I'm not sure. If
he wants to keep his job on GBNews.
It was my question about the top tips, but what I guess have you learnt generally just about perceptions versus reality? I mean, some people might think that a trade is a certain way, but actually it's completely different.
It will take a while to make good money. I think on the internet, there's like, oh my God, you're going to earn £300-400 a day as a plumber, but you have to start off as an apprentice and on low wages.
Brilliant.
Really be patient and wait those years, build yourself up and speak to your boss and tell them what you think you deserve. But you've got to be patient.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
Bliss, thank you so much for coming in. It was a pleasure. Thank you for sharing so much wisdom with us all here in the studio, but also to all the young people. And well done, congratulations. Thank you for coming in. Well, I'd love to hear from you again soon. Maybe when you are making those hundreds of thousands of pounds, you can come in to give us all a holiday, actually.
Buy me a wine.
Yeah. Renee can get a glass of
Dragon's
wine. Well, still to come.
Eventually.
Good genes are passed down. Minds are blue.
Yes, we've got our final batch of triggered tantrums. But next, High Five, we will be sharing the most uplifting stories of the week, including a victory for GB News and women. Stay tuned.
Can't wait to get in that sea.
Lovely and warm.
Just like the feeling of having great travel insurance.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
The exceptional heat across Spain and Portugal is now starting to ease, with temperatures closer to average, but at this time of year that still means it's going to be pretty hot for many places, with a little bit of showery rain pushing through, otherwise lots of sunshine. More showery rain affecting parts of Italy, the high humidity here leading to some thundery downpours, a bit of a breeze affecting Sicily still, and also some blustery winds around the Greek islands. For many, into next week it's looking largely fine.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
Hello there, welcome to your latest GB News weather forecast. It's remained quite cloudy across some eastern parts today. We'll see similar conditions into Sunday as well. Best of the sunshine across western areas, and high pressure generally dominates our weather pattern at the moment, so it is largely settled, though quite breezy, particularly across southwestern parts of the UK. This evening and overnight, a quiet end to Saturday. Lots of clear spells. There'll be some low cloud drifting back inland across some eastern areas as we head into the early hours. Thick enough for a bit of light rain and drizzle at times, but for most it's quiet. Temperatures generally in the range of 12 to 16 Celsius, so a little lower compared to recent nights. So on Sunday morning, plenty of sunshine across most parts of the UK. They're always cloudier towards the north and the east. So Orkney and Shetland, a cloudy start to the day here, and then generally cloudy across northern parts of Scotland, but the rest of Scotland, plenty of sunshine to start the morning. Lots of sunshine across Northern Ireland as well, though. You can see the cloudier skies across eastern England, thick enough for some light rain and drizzle, but western parts of England into Wales, lots of sunshine to start the day, and still quite breezy across southwest England, but the wind should hopefully ease here later on in the day. This cloud will be slow to lift and break in places, just like we've seen through the day today. It will generally stay cloudy here, but elsewhere there'll be plenty of sunshine, and the temperatures will again get to the mid to high 20s. Sunshine could be hazy at times, but overall another warm feeling day for many. On Monday, again, a cloudy start, but likely we'll see the cloud extend further eastwards. It should break as the day goes on to allow some bright or sunny spells. The risk of some showers, though, coming into the southwest. Some of these could be thundery at times, but generally dry across Northern Ireland and Scotland, and generally dry for most over the next few days too. That's all from me. See you again soon.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's Political Podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's Political Podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
You've read the headlines, you've heard what those in power have to say. How about now we actually get to the truth?
They would pay attention.
We go beyond the political theatre and tell you what's really going on behind the scenes. For a massive council tax hike, one of the biggest in the UK. Others follow their lines, but we go off script.
You sound like a broken record, just like week after week.
Cutting through the narratives and giving you unique perspectives. That's Ben Leo tonight, Saturdays and Sundays from 9 p.m. on GB News, Britain's news channel.
Welcome back to the Saturday 5 Extra. I promised I'd read out your best jokes, but first, before we do that, just some lovely comments there about Bliss. What would we got here? Just saying how wonderful she is and how much of a nice... Paul here says, she's such a nice person. Well done. I'm sure she'll do really well. Good luck. Hello Campus said, what a lovely, sensible young lady. Please pass on my best wishes to her and the best for her future. I'm sure her parents, who were sitting in the green room there, are exceptionally proud of her, as they should be. I've been given permission to read out some of your jokes.
Here we go.
Kai, here we go. N.O. Sutherland says, Kai is a natural with nuts.
Some may say. Practice.
Arthur says here, lefty, Lucy, Kai. They can only screw it in one direction, can't he, that way, yeah. Ask the 5, Kai looks experienced at tightening nuts. Yeah, we got that one. Last one here, Stephen says, Kai is a true Labourite, screwing everything up. See the screwing?
The audience are brilliant.
Yeah, on comment.
Brilliant.
George has also asked, is Alex's dad me? Aaron Armstrong? No. And I think Aaron is not old enough to be my dad. I think. I don't know how old Aaron is, actually, but no, we are not related. I'm sure maybe somewhere way back.
I do have a son your age.
Yes, yeah. Renee is actually my mother, don't tell anyone. Right, it's now time for High Five, where we discuss our favourite moments from the past week. Will, what's your high five?
Yes, now I know the direction from the producers is, find a cancer vaccine or, some puppies have been saved somewhere. But what actually really made me feel warm and fuzzy was seeing this piece of political theatre from Donald Trump at the summit this week. Let's have a look at this.
Intimidating, isn't it?
So if that wasn't clear, basically he said, how can I out Putin? And as a way to demonstrate America's military might, as Putin's got off his plane, he said, we're going to get these, what's the name of the jets?
B-2 bombers.
B-2 bombers to go right zooming over the top of him. And you can see Putin look up and go, ooh.
Yeah, I don't want those over me. I think it was brilliant. And you know it was Trump's entire idea,
100%.
Right? It was 100% his idea. 100%. What he would have said is, we love those bombers, let's have them fly over.
You do wonder whether...
Beautiful bombers.
You wonder if Putin knew about it in advance.
No way.
You
can see the surprise in his face. You can see the surprise.
They're coming for me.
Maybe he did know, maybe he didn't know.
The B-2 bombers were the ones that they used critically in aiding Israel with the strike on Iran.
That's right.
On its nuclear facility.
There have been very few people in human history who have had a better grasp of political theatre than Trump.
Absolutely spot on.
That is true.
Renee, what is your high five?
So it's time for us to say congratulations to one of our own, Michelle Dewberry, who, if you watch her show, which it's on every night, obviously at 6 o'clock, you would have seen that she was a member at Virgin Gyms, and she got very upset when it became apparent that her changing rooms, where women and children were changing, could be frequented by men who identified as women. So she resigned her membership, she tackled
Here it is on
Virgin, they held fast, so then she got really involved in it and she threatened legal action, and this week she won.
Oh, a victory for Michelle and GBNews there.
And common sense.
Yeah, and common sense. Surely this just should have happened as a result of the Supreme Court ruling, but we tend to find that people just ignoring it now. Renee.
Absolutely. So now Virgin have had to send out to all of their members a statement to say that only biological women will be able to use the changing room.
Brilliant.
Okay, right,
Brilliant.
well, moving on. I've got a right of reply here, unfortunately, from her. They have told you. We acknowledge...
Without prejudice.
Yes, we acknowledge the UK Supreme Court judgment in April, which confirmed that the Equality Act 2010 defines sex in biological terms. We understand and accept that this ruling is legally binding on our business, as well as our other gyms and similar facilities across the UK. Well, there you have it.
Huzzah!
Well, huzzah, as Will would say. Huzzah. Right, well, a new YouGov poll has showed that for the first time in 4 years, belief in God amongst young people, and we're talking about 18 to 24-year-olds, has, get this, tripled in 4 years. So young people are turning back to Christianity in their droves. The survey shows a 29% increase in young people from 2021, where they said 16% of them said they believed God, to now in 2025, where 45%.
It's a huge increase.
This is a massive, tremendous increase in young people believing in God. And of course, we've seen the scenes in Easter the past year where priests are saying this is the highest rated service they've had, even young people showing up. So perhaps, Kai, there is a belief in God. Maybe this government is so horrendous, people are just seeking anything they can to escape and know there's a happy ending.
Come on. Are we even blaming people becoming more religious on Keir Starmer?
Sorry,
I really highly doubt
was this Christianity or
it was this Christianity, yes.
Christianity.
I think it does actually show that in society people are lost, especially young people, and when they're lost partly because they have lost religion and the rules and the values that underpin that. And I think that has slowly, the pendulum swung now, and these young people are thinking, well, do you know what, I want some structure in my life.
Yeah.
I want somewhere to go. I want something to look at. And I think it's a brilliant thing. I'm happy to hear this news.
It's spiritual guidance, I think people are looking for. I actually went to, there's a Welsh-speaking church in the centre of London, right next to Regent Street, and I hadn't been for a long time since my grandfather ministered there briefly, and so I went last Sunday.
Good on you.
And I had a lovely time.
There we go.
Singing in Welsh.
Trey, very briefly from you, do you think it's nice to see more young people?
I think it's... Dr. Rennie hit the nail on the head. I think it's absolutely beautiful that people are becoming more spiritual, especially in uncertain times. You know, I'm a firm believer in God, so it's brilliant.
Do you know, I take Alice to church, we go to Evensong, and she looks around that church and she wants to know everything about it. She wants to know about Jesus.
Very inspiring places.
It's inspiring, yeah.
Well, moving on, Trey, what's your high five for us?
So my high five is the highlights of the VJ Day with King Charles and his message. Have we got any VT on this? We don't?
Just no, not today, unfortunately. No,
we don't?
We've got some pictures, I think. We've got some pictures, though, so maybe you just...
It's actually brilliant, you know. I think it's great because, you know, we're in uncertain times now, and I as much as people want to go against Trump, I'm actually very much anti-war, and I quite like the fact that even someone like Trump is going for this, because we don't want to see the horrors of this. I mean, the wars that we're going through nowadays are nothing compared to what they went through in the Second World War.
Right.
Especially the Japanese POWs. I mean, my God, it was absolutely horrific and brutal. So I think it's great to see this. And again, it's an example of the entire Commonwealth coming together in that war as well. People from all over the world were engaged in the war against Japan. I mean, there were people even from my village, actually, in Nigeria, ended up in Burma.
Well, this is the incredible
which is crazy.
thing,
People don't realise it. Ended up in Burma.
It truly was a world war. It truly was a world war.
Yeah,
it truly was. Beautiful, just before you carry on there, Will, beautiful tribute there to... there was an unscripted moment where 104, I believe, 104-year-old man brought the Queen Camilla there to tears, just talking about his cancer diagnosis and the King's cancer diagnosis. But Will, carry on, please.
No, I was just reflecting. My grandfather was a prisoner of war in Borneo.
Wow.
And it makes you reflect that the challenges and the hardships that were endured by those men were on a magnitude so far greater than what we can comprehend. So that's why these sorts of days are so important to try and build that empathy.
Very quickly to that end, if there was social media then showing what these men went through, we probably would never have had another war.
You might be right. You might be right.
Different breed, isn't it?
Kai,
my high five. It goes from me playing with pipes to men handling poles. Mondo Duplantis, the Swedish-American pole vaulter you might remember for the Olympics, has broken the world record for pole vaulting for the 13th time.
Wow.
And the high five part of this, what I think is a real hustle, is the fact that he does this by a centimetre every time, because every time he beats a world record, he gets £100,000. And in a world...
A centimetre's important, Carl.
A centimetre makes a big difference. And
this time next week, Kai's going pole vaulting. Stay tuned for that.
We need
binoculars.
We need to send Kai on increasingly weird and wacky
I think this is a really good idea.
I'm the
I think we should pitch this to
GBNews.
we should pitch this to our boss Ben and see what he comes. Let's just send Kai out once a week to do some weird stuff.
But look, pole vaulting would be fantastic. I'd love to see Kai pole vaulting.
I'd love to watch that. That'd be absolutely
And I go out doing weird stuff anyway, so doing it on film.
just follow you around with a camera crew, and that will
It's just after 9.
Maybe for legal reasons not, but we'll see.
It is amazing. I think pole vaulting is one of those things that you think it looks really easy, run with a stick, jump over, but actually if you then really think about it...
It's hard. It's hard.
Absolutely impossible.
Yeah, you're flying through the air on a pole.
I didn't see the height.
Something that a Kai only does on the weekends. Right. Coming up, more trigger tantrums.
Get away from me now. This guy is harassing me.
You, I have lots of film, lady.
Yes, more of those coming your way. We'll see you very shortly.
In the GB newsroom, we bring you the news as it happens.
With our team of dedicated journalists across the UK.
We're ready to keep you up to date with what's happening every half an hour, every single day. Bulletins here on GB News,
the People's Channel,
Britain's news channel.
From the school run to the home run, watch a new show for all of Britain.
So he can say whatever he wants.
A straight talking show where all voices are heard.
And, when are we going to stop talking about smashing the gangs and actually do it?
With the stories that matter from every part of our country.
There's a bit of a crash landing there for your Chancellor.
Bold, fearless and standing up for you. That's me, Martin Daubney, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m, weekdays, here only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk then?
No, that's it. This is where it matters. Real people and real lives
That's what politics is all about.
In fact, has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up?
About 10. So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m. only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's political podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's political podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
You've read the headlines, you've heard what those in power have to say. How about now we actually get to the truth?
They would pay attention.
We go beyond the political theatre and tell you what's really going on behind the scenes. For a massive council tax hike, one of the biggest in the UK. Others follow their lines, but we go off script.
You sound like a broken record. You say that week after week.
Cutting through the narratives and giving you unique perspectives. That's Ben Leo tonight, Saturdays and Sundays from 9 p.m. on GB News, Britain's news channel.
Britain was once the envy of the world. But look around. A nation that no longer knows what it is or where it's going. A country that's broken. How do we fix Britain? How do we bring it back? Friday night with Matt Goodwin at 8 p.m.
only on GB News.
This is Britain's Newsroom, where your voice matters.
It's just astonishing. With expert analysis and honest opinion, we don't just keep you informed.
We bring you unique perspectives you won't see anywhere else.
Can't argue with any of that. When the news happens, it happens here.
On Britain's Newsroom, weekdays from 9:30 a.m.
Only on GB News.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Saturday 5 Extra. It's a really crazy show tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're panic in Alex Armstrong's face, I've just heard apparently the auto cue is off.
The auto cue has gone to a whole different hour, but do you know what? You know what? I'm a professional. I know this show like the back of my hand. I can do it without that auto cue. So let's go.
Hear me dobbing you in. My God,
Get me bad enough. Next week,
and I was proud to do it.
And next week on the Saturday 5 Extra, there'll be a new guest. Well, first up, it's our next batch of triggered tantrums, and Trey, I believe we're going over to you.
Choking on my beer. Okay, so we've got the a tantrum. So basically, a woman in, I believe it was Central Park, wasn't it? Having an absolute meltdown about a dog owner for having a purebred dog. Let's take a look.
You bought those dogs, didn't you?
No.
You didn't adopt them. You didn't save their lives. You don't care about them. You don't care about anyone but
Dude,
yourself.
You are crazy, lady.
Get away from me, then. Get away from me.
You walked up to me.
Go away from me. This guy won't leave me alone. Help me. Help me. This guy won't leave me alone. Get away from me now. This guy is harassing me.
You.
He said that
I have lots of film, lady.
No, I did not say anything racist at all.
Go away from me, lady.
I read dogs because he has a small He has no freaking...
Isn't this lady amazing?
No integrity.
You are mentally ill.
I think you nailed that. Not wrong. Unfortunately, what are people like?
Do you know what I love though?
She just
help, leave me, and she's following him.
She's following,
There are some very angry people in the
There
world.
are, there are. Yes,
That's
there are.
the
Certainly
sad thing about that, but crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Having a phone in your pocket. You know. Anyway,
okay.
Well, if you want to see people going crazy and putting things out on the internet that you really shouldn't bother with, let's take a look at this from the States again.
Good genes are passed down. Minds are blue. First of all, you don't get denim blue without black hands, without black knowledge. So why are they still centering whiteness to sell us something that we literally built? The iconic denim blue wouldn't exist without indigo. And indigo didn't grow here. Indigo was brought here along with the people who knew how to grow it, how to ferment it, and how to turn it into dye. That deep blue, our ancestors mastered it long before white people knew what to do with the plant.
Oh, not but why is everything got to be about race? Who cares? I mean, that whole American Eagle campaign clearly was just a bit of funny play on words, and of course the internet has lost their marbles.
It has triggered people, hasn't it?
I can't believe they're still making videos about this ad. I mean, they're giving American Eagle exactly what they want.
Yes, they are indeed.
Causing a conversation.
More importantly, what was with the horn?
Yeah,
I'm a bit confused.
It's actually quite a creative ad in weird ways, isn't it? It's quite a creative.
What, that one?
In a weird way, because I'm trying to think how's the horns attached.
Yeah. It does keep you watching, doesn't it? It does keep you watching in some respects.
Are you going to try it for next week?
Oh, God, I'm not Kai.
I'll do my best Pumba impression for next week.
Right, let's get to some of the Ask the Fives we didn't get to earlier on in the show here, because there's some good ones. Let me just pull them out here. OK, Ask the Five. Should all parliamentary figures be put under forensic accountant scrutiny, reviewing their net worth at the start and end of each parliamentary career? Well, I think the point of this has come from Miss Sezzi. Miss Sezzi, I think the point you're trying to make here is that perhaps politicians become wealthier during their parliamentary term, and if so, is there something nefarious? Do you think we should be scrutinising politicians' accounts?
I'd take the point, but no, because we're already getting mediocre people going into politics, and this would be yet another disincentive to enter.
Interesting, Trey?
I think so. I think if they're going to start scrutinising everything we're doing, why should it not be the same? Why not?
Yeah. OK. Kai?
I think you've seen in the States what happens when there's confusion or misinformation. You've seen it with Pelosi, for instance. So transparency is probably better than people sort of doing some guesswork, isn't it?
OK, interesting. This is a slightly off-field question here. I can't remember who wrote this because I didn't get your name. I'm really sorry about that. But what you asked was, we had our favourite movie. What is the movie we hate the most? Can anyone remember the movie that they hate the most? That's a really hard one.
I walked out of a movie.
Yes, go on. I did one too. Ali, what's that? Tell me what Ali.
It was Muhammad Ali's.
Muhammad Ali's.
With Will Smith.
Yeah, I thought it was awful.
Really, was it rubbish?
I didn't think it was anything like him. I thought they just hired the only black man with a big name in Hollywood and
seen
to do it. And I walked out.
Yeah, Will, do you have a hated movie?
I haven't seen it, but to continue the theme from tonight, I'll go with Barbie.
Yeah, I agree.
Barbie.
But the funny thing about that story earlier is that I haven't seen Barbie still, but I did try to go and see it, and I was in France at the time, and it was all in French, so I did walk out of that too. Not because of the quality of the film.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Barbie.
Sexuality.
I'd have no inclination to watch Barbie whatsoever, but my missus absolutely loved it. So.
But yeah,
you're dismissing it without giving it a fair go.
Oh God, it just looks.
What's that all about?
Do you know what? It's not a movie that I hate, but I have got so sick of superhero movies. I used to love them growing up. No, but they keep on pumping out one every year.
I love them.
The CGI gets worse, acting gets worse, and they've pretty much gone through the entirety of Hollywood, and no one's watching these movies because they've just overdone it.
It's Marvel fatigue.
It's the only way these companies make money now.
Do you know?
But they're not making money, they're losing money now.
I turned up at the O2 to watch a concert, and I was a year early. Another story.
Oh, OK.
It's not bad, though, being a year early.
I was a year early, and so we had a meal, and then we thought we'd go to the cinema. Then the only thing on was Joker. And
that's one of the worst. The second one, not the first one.
Just so dark.
Do you know what? I did actually quite like the first Joker.
The first one was
really good.
The second one,
but I knew what I was walking into. But perhaps a lot of people didn't know.
Yeah.
Apparently, the second one was so bad that it lost money. There you go.
Musicals.
Let's try and get to one more Ask the Five, shall we? Let's see what we got here. Let's have a look. Andy says, Ask the Five, is Britain trapped with Starmer by the parliamentary voting system? People want a different government already. Do you think we should be able to recall Parliament, yes or no?
Yes.
Will?
No.
Renee?
Yes.
No, definitely not. It'll just introduce more uncertainty.
Guy?
In this age of social media, there's no end to the chaos that would cause.
No, I don't think we should be able to do that because of it. Anyway, listen, that was all of our triggered tantrums. That was loves all the Ask the Fives coming in this week. Thank you all so very much. We'll have more Saturday 5 back for you next week. Thank you all for tuning in. Lots of you here really do want Kai to do crazy things. I'm going to speak to my boss about this. I think this is a great idea. But taking over from us tonight is the brilliant Ben Leah. He's back. Ben, what have you got on your show?
Alex, hello. Thank you very much for covering my show last weekend. It was great. I watched you in Turkey and I had much fun, so thank you for that. Look, I've been on my travels. I went to Bolton today. Do you remember when last year Angela Rayner said that all boroughs of Britain will be taking their fair share of illegal migrants. Well, look, they weren't lying, because now in Bolton, just one example, they've gone from 107 HMOs to more than 700, all packed mostly with illegal migrants. You will not believe the footage I achieved today. See you in just a sec.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Box Boilers sponsors the weather on GB News.
Hello there, welcome to your latest GB News weather forecast. It's remained quite cloudy across some eastern parts today. We'll see similar conditions into Sunday as well. Best of the sunshine across western areas, and high pressure generally dominates our weather pattern at the moment, so it is largely settled, though quite breezy, particularly across